Last time I spoke to you, you mentioned that you were struggling a little bit with having to keep yourself contained in your house with your mental health. Rick, how's that been?
It's been really good because I think, as I mentioned to you last time, it's not too bad. And I think all the boxers listening out there will probably relate to it because, and certainly when you're at championship level, I used to do like a 12-week training camp, you know what I mean? And it was 10 times worse than what it was for me. I had to diet, I had to train, couldn't have a booze, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's nothing new for me. The one thing that gets me down is not seeing my family and friends and stuff like that. But I ain't gonna. I've coped with it well. I've coped with it better than I thought, KUGAN, to be honest with you. But I had a couple of days wobble. The other day, I sadly lost my cousin Stephen. Passed away, and then it was a couple of days. You know, the week after it was Davy's funeral, and only 10 could go to the funeral, so I couldn't go to the funeral. So for 2 or 3 days there, I fucked me running off. I'd lost my mojo for a couple of days, but you know, then got it back. You know, started me running again and everything like that. And I think, I don't matter whether you've got mental health or not, I think there's a lot of people sat home. Probably you've been sat home and your head fell off a couple of times. You know what I mean? Don't need to have the mental health. You know, when we've got what's going on around us. But hopefully this Sunday we're going to see a little bit of progress made, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, but I have been coping with it really good. You know, it's nice that even though you're not seeing your family and friends, you've got these things we're talking on now. Where would we have been without our phones, KUGAN, a few years ago? You know what I mean? It's madness. I wouldn't have been here if I didn't have my phone. But
you still don't have to work it, do you?
I'm doing really well, mate. And to be honest, I put a thing on my Instagram saying not having my best day, but you've got to get on with it. And you know who phoned me? Tyson Fury. Within 10 minutes. Hey, Rick, what's up with you? You all right? I said, yeah, I'm all right. I said, just had a bad couple of days, had a couple of wobbles. And I spoke to Tyson a couple of times on FaceTime, and he's had a couple of days where, you know, you do your running, you keep it positive, and then when you don't hear anything, it's like, fucking hell, what's going on here? But no, well, that's the man in it, Tyson. You know, me thing come up on Insta just to make sure I was all right. And yeah, cheers. It's good to see him doing well as well.
It's no surprise, though. I mean, I saw the post that you did, and I also saw you put a screenshot of you talking to Tyson. But it's no surprise that someone like Tyson would ring you, Rick. You know him well. You're good friends with him, and just to check that you are okay. Sometimes it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does, because you know, I live on my own, and obviously I've got, you know, the kids coming round and everything like that. You know, so a little phone call, you know, I mean, it makes your day. I mean. And it, you know, it's like not just your mates. When someone like Tyson, because he's been through the same things I've been through, and he must have saw that, you know. And it's nice to have so many good friends in boxing. I mean, I put one on a few weeks back, having a bit of a wobble, you know. And Jamie Moore phoned me straight away, top man Jamie, you know. And then Tyson, something come up, and it's nice, you know, that. You know, even though I don't see Tyson, you know, we're not exactly on speed dial. I don't speak to him every week, like so with Jamie. You know, Jamie don't exactly live at the bottom of my bed, does he? But I mean, you know, it's nice to know that even though you don't see him every day, it's nice to know they're thinking at you from a distance. It's good to have good family and good friends around you.
You made a point a few weeks ago about addressing certain media stories that have been kind of twisted and turned into kind of a negative spin on your behalf, Rick. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, because you know you've been constantly in the press all the way through your career, even after you've retired. But it seems like anything you do, which is kind of in your humour, your jest, always gets turned around and made into something more.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like, I mean, there was an article not long ago in Tenerife where I went on holiday with my family, and you know, and I did the family thing, took my kids out, met my mum and dad, went to lunch, all the family, everything like that, you know. And I was having a few beers here and there, but there's just on the one night I felt like getting pissed. It wound up in the paper, and then it was saying, Ricky's got drink problems again. He's fell on his ass in a bar. And I thought, they've not wrote about the family meal, have they? Or taking my kids to the water park, or doing this. And I thought, for a change, I was behaving myself while I was on holiday. And I still wound up in the paper on my ass, you know. So, and then I went to Benidorm, and I went as a jockey. And then they said he offended holiday members. You know, it's the festival weekend in November. Then they said he offended holiday makers and kids and families. Nobody goes to no kids and families go to the festival weekend in Benidorm. And I think I put something while we've been in lockdown and saying something about, about can't wait while the pub's open, or some in jest, joking. And they put, here's Ricky, already organising his first. I thought to myself, get a life, do you know what I mean? Everything I put on me Insta KUGAN, as you know, is I put positive things on for the people feeling down with a mental health. And you know what? I try and do my best. I fail most of the time, but trying to make people laugh. You need to fucking laugh in times like this. Do you know what I mean? And if I put somewhere on trying to get a giggle and they slate me off, I feel like driving down and knocking on the paper's door and knocking the fucking heads in. I'm trying to help people through it. And they put things on like that, slag me up. Whenever I ever slagged anyone, whenever I ever been disrespectful to anyone or anything, and they put crap in the paper like that, I should be used to it now, but it still gets on my tits. But what is it? What can you do?
Does it make you think twice about doing just normal everyday stuff? Thinking, especially out in the public when you're out and about, in case it does turn into some kind of negative spin in the press the next day?
Well, not really, and I've always been that way. I mean, to be honest, I think that's why they put it in. I mean, if they follow me about, they'll probably say he's the one we need to watch. You probably get some of that dickhead. But no, listen. I mean, sometimes I've wound up in the paper and the paper's not liked it, and they've had a bit of a pop at me, whether the papers have done it in jest or whatever, I'm not bothered, to be honest with you. How many times have people fell over on holiday pissed? Do you know what I mean? But Ricky Hatton does it. Oh, wow, big this, big that. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's in Benidorm with fancy dress on and looking a bit rowdy. You know what I mean? But, it always seems to be me. But as long as I get a laugh out of it, that'll do me, because, one of the best healing things, for your mental health, is getting up off your backside, keeping fit. We talk about this often, don't we? Get off your backside, keeping busy, keep active, keep exercising, doing work. You know what I mean? Laughter makes your day easier, doesn't it? So, if I'm putting, shit videos of me with my gnomes out every 5 minutes with my garden gnomes and everything like that. And it's crap, but if it makes people laugh and it gets them through the day, that's what I'm doing it for. And some will be funny, some won't be funny, but at least, when Ricky's Instas come up, if they have a look and a laugh and a chirp, I've done my job really, innit? Because it's tough times for us all.